My name is Nick, and this is my coming out video. So, I guess I'll start at my childhood. I guess I was a pretty weird kid. I mean, nothing really out of the ordinary. I mean, I didn't dress up in my mother's clothing or anything like that, well, any more than any regular boy would. I mean, I didn't really like superheroes. I was more of a dinosaur kid. But nothing was really out of the ordinary with my childhood. I suppose everything started around middle school. When I turned 13, I started noticing that I just really envied other guys my age. I just felt like they were becoming so much more beautiful than me, or that's what I thought it was. And I just wouldn't let myself think oh, that's not envy, that's yearning, that's lust. I quickly developed an anxiety disorder and withdrew from most social activities, which I didn't really start to begin with. I mean, the epitome of that was I dropped out of drama club, which I was a really avid participant in up until when I started high school. I don't know really how I came to the conclusion that I was anything other than straight. I do remember where I was, and I was a junior in high school, and I was in my Algebra 3-4 class, and we were doing something boring that day, and for whatever reason my mind was elsewhere, thinking about my sexuality. And I remember that class in that moment was the first time I was able to think to myself, well, maybe I'm not entirely straight. So I think that is the moment where I realized it. I didn't act upon anything until my senior year. I met some guy online and went on a date with him, and after that, there was no doubt in my mind that I was not straight. I was gay. I had dated girls up to that point, and it didn't feel right to me. So what are you gonna do? So senior year, after I started seeing the boy that I mentioned earlier, I finally told my mother about it, and she said that she didn't think of me any different, which was like a load off my chest. I told my friends next, I believe. None of them reacted bizarrely at all. They were all really cool with it. Most of my friends were lesbians anyway, so they didn't really care. I was just one of the boys to them, I guess. I told my sister next, and she reacted. My sister is my best friend, so I was really expecting a positive reaction out of her, and when I told her, she didn't quite know what to say. She said, well, what do you want me to say? And for some reason that just really upset me. So coming out to my sister was pretty rough, because she just wasn't sure how to take it. She didn't have any problem with it, but she just didn't know what I wanted to hear from her, I guess. And then I went 2 years with nothing after that, without my father knowing. My anxiety disorder kept getting worse, and it came to the point where I decided that if I wanted my anxiety to get better, I had to confront this demon that I kind of viewed to be the source of all of my anxiety. So I finally came out to my father, and he said that he had suspected for a while. He had always known that something was different about me. My dad then went on to give me this whole speech. I apologize if this makes my dad sound like a douche, but he was very respectful through it all. He gave me a speech about how, while he accepted me, he was a little disappointed that the family name was going to die with me, essentially, and he would never have grandchildren from me, to which I replied that there's always adoption, and to that he said, that's not the same. I think that was the only thing about coming out to my dad that really was upsetting to me, for obvious reasons, but other than that, he was fine. He was pretty funny about it. He sat there for a second, he goes, so, I don't know if there's a right way to ask this or not, but how gay are you? And I said, well, what do you mean? And he said, well, are you Elton John gay? And I said, I don't know what that is, Dad. You're gonna have to elaborate. He's like, you don't like wearing women's clothing, though. And I was like, no, I thoroughly enjoy being a guy. And he said, well, thank God for that. And that happened a month ago. That has gotten me to where I am now. I have a lot less anxiety. It still exists, but I have a lot less. But all in all, things are going so much better than if I had not told anybody like I had originally planned. If anybody's watching this, like I watched all of the coming out videos, you should just know that it's really up to you. I really can't vouch for how your family will react to you, because my family is my family and your family is your family, obviously. Anyways, please like this video if you found it helpful, comment below and I will respond to you. Also subscribe if you really like this video. I put out new videos every once in a while. I am a college student, so my uploading is a little sporadic. But other than that, my name is Nick, and that is how I see things.